Hey guys, Elizabeth here from Plant-Based Bride, and I'm back with another vegan myth buster. And today's myth that needs busting is that it doesn't harm chickens to eat eggs. Today's myth that needs busting is that eating eggs doesn't harm chickens. Thanks, Martha, for the suggestion. The truth is that eggs are chickens, period. Now, what do you think? Once a hen stops having a period and stops laying eggs, do you think she'll be allowed to live on the farm? While chickens can live up to 14 years on average, hens tend to lay eggs for only about 2 of those years. Once her egg production slows down, she'll be sent to the slaughterhouse and used for meat. But let's go back to the beginning. When chicks are born, they'll be quickly separated, males from females. They will never see their mothers, and many of the chicks will die or be injured from the rough handling of the automated sorting machines. The females are kept and raised to lay eggs, but what about the males? They're of no use to the egg industry, so they'll be disposed of in one of 2 ways, either placed in a bag and left to suffocate, or ground up alive. Yes, you heard that right, ground up alive, by the hundreds of millions. Life for female chickens may be longer, but full of suffering nonetheless. Crammed into tiny battery cages, 5 to 11 hens in each, they'll be stacked on top of each other, allowing the filth from cages above to fall onto the birds below. Dead and diseased hens may be left in cages with the living, producing eggs for human consumption, which then causes further death and disease. Because the farmers know they will be subjecting these hens to a life full of stress and crammed conditions, they will debeak them, cut off the tips of their beaks when they're still chicks, to prevent them from pecking each other to death. Chickens' beaks are full of nerve endings, kind of like a human's fingers, so you can imagine how painful that is. In nature, chickens would lay about 10 to 20 eggs per year, enough to maintain their population. Over time, however, domestic chickens have been selectively bred and genetically manipulated to produce between 260 and 300 eggs per year. This causes an unnatural burden on their bodies, which can cause a host of health problems from an early age, including many fatal disorders of the reproductive tract. Many conscious consumers turn to free-range or organic eggs in the hopes of supporting more humane treatment for the chickens. Unfortunately, chickens on free-range or organic farms don't necessarily live happier lives. All labels on egg cartons other than organic are not regulated by the government. That means that there is no government body keeping tabs on the treatment of those chickens and being sure that farms maintain free-range standards. Many organic and free-range farms are just like factory farms in the way they cram thousands of birds into small sheds or on muddy lots and debeak their hens. Most hens on these farms never have the chance to go outside and breathe fresh, clean air. Male chicks are still disposed of in the exact same way as on factory farms, and death and disease still occur regularly. Hens from organic or free-range farms will still be sent to slaughter once their egg production slows, a mere 7th into their lives. So while the suffering they experience on those farms may be slightly less, they are still only allowed to live until they can no longer bring a profit. But why should we care at all? Well, chickens are smart and funny. They have distinct personalities from one another. They have a sense of time and can communicate with more than 24 different vocalizations, starting even before they're hatched. That means that chicks can communicate with their mothers before they're even officially born and can actually recognize their mother's voice by the time they've broken out of their shell. Chickens have wonderful memories, and not only can they count, but they can understand geometry. They are caring beings who develop deep relationships and learn from observing the habits of others. They don't deserve to experience only suffering each and every day of their lives. Lives that are cut so incredibly short. So, yes, it does hurt chickens when you eat eggs. And just a word on backyard chickens before you bring it up in the comments. 1. The vast majority of chicks sold to be used as backyard chickens come from the exact same hatcheries that supply factory farms. This means that they will still never get to meet their mothers, and the male chicks will still be killed in the same fashion. It also means that those chicks are genetically modified in the same way as chickens on factory farms. 2. Many owners will end up abandoning or killing their chickens once their egg production slows, when they realize that the cost of upkeep is no longer being repaid with eggs. 3. Hens in nature will often eat their own unfertilized eggs to replenish nutrients used in their production, such as calcium and vitamin D. When you remove all eggs from a hen and never allow her to eat her own unfertilized eggs, she may end up deficient in these vital nutrients. So while backyard chickens are almost without a doubt living better lives than chickens on factory farms, they are still hurt by being used solely for their reproductive functions. What myth should I must next? Do you have a myth I should bust? Let me know in the comments below and I'll add it to my ever-growing list of myths. Don't forget to like this video if you found it enjoyable or educational. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and hit that little bell so you're notified when I upload a new video. Don't forget to watch my last video right here. I want to thank my patrons for your incredible support. Without you, I could not continue to make these videos. If you enjoy my videos and think they're worthwhile, please consider supporting me on Patreon. And of course, if you know someone who could benefit from this video, please share it with them. Until next time, bye guys.